Bob Down, what scooters do you have or owned? Well, I had a Vespa in the 80s, and I've just got a Lambretta Li 150, which is really nice. Vinnie Thomas, what's your favourite set of wheels you have ever ridden? That's a good one. I'm really enjoying pottering around on the Lambretta at the minute, I must say, but I've got a BMW R9T, which is fairly interesting. It's quite chunky and very fast. Okay, Kit Hogan, fantasy musical collaboration. Who would it be with and why? Oh God, Brian Eno, wouldn't it? Yeah, it's got to be, in it, because he's a genius, and I love all his stuff. Right, this one's Jason Hazelden. Any upcoming bands you recommend as one to watch? I don't know, I'm kind of not in that world anymore. I think the last new bands I've seen are Sleaford Mods. I really like them. The Black Angels, I like them. They're not even that new, are they, really? You know, Jane Weaver, I like her. And oh God, what's that lot from Dublin called? Fontaine's DC. They were pretty good live. Saw them. They were great. Okay. Paul Heron, what's your favourite album? You know, like, I've got a few albums, and it's dead hard to choose because every day it's a different album, you know. But my favourite Bowie album is probably Ziggy Stardust, really. You know, I like Low as well, and I like loads of them, but I can't think of any. Roxy Music's first album. Where is it? Got it here somewhere. I brought a few albums out just to show you. Of course, you know what I mean. Look at that. That was unbelievable when that came out. Absolutely unbelievable. You know. Okay, let's keep going. Mars World. Any new Glide solo stuff coming soon? Well, I've kind of answered that, haven't I? I said I'm sort of doing stuff, but it's just getting it out to making it into records. That's the boring bit. This is Paul Heron again. How did Pete's death affect you? Well, it affected us like any death. You know, you're devastated, sad. But, you know, you've got to carry on, haven't you? Life goes on. Like, you know, I've had a lot of people die in my circle. Robert Allen Smith, you can only keep one guitar. Which one? Oh, God. Probably me Telecaster that I bought, the very first guitar I bought in 1970. Well, very first proper guitar, you know, real sort of usable guitar in 1978. And I've still got it. It's the one with all the, you know, all the collage-y stuff all over it now. It used to be black, but it's the heaviest guitar in the world. Okay. Yin Breading, or Breeden. Hey Will, you are a man of many talents. Is there anything you would like to do that you haven't already had a bash at? And are there any new Bunnymen songs in the pipeline? The only thing I'd really like to do is sort of get involved with doing soundtracks for films and TV, that sort of thing, which I'd sort of skirted it a little bit, but not properly. And I'm kind of working on a soundtrack at the minute with, I'm just helping really, you know, with Adam Peters, who was our orchestra arranger on Ocean Rain, and he's still my friend, and we do the odd thing together, you know. Okay, Nigel Stone. My first time seeing the Bunnymen was the 22nd of September 1984 at York Racecourse. Also playing were Spear of Destiny, Sisters of Mercy and the Redskins. Which band around that time did you like? I liked Wire, I liked Gang of Four, I liked Perubu. There was loads of great stuff in the 80s. Everybody thinks it was all big hair and shoulder pads and crap like that, but it wasn't. There was loads of great bands, you know, the Subway Sect, you know, loads of stuff that sort of started out with the punk thing and then kind of carried on and made great records. Talking Heads, you know. Anyway, okay. Paul McLean. Ever thought of a Themes of Grind re-release? Well, it has just been re-released on Polytechnic, what they call Polytechnic Youth Records, so you can get it. I'll read the rest of it because it's quite interesting. Hey Will, ever thought of a Themes of Grind re-release? I personally thought the mood captured the industrial decay and death of northern Britain at the time. The sleeve artwork seemed to reinforce the mood. Well, weirdly, the sleeve artwork was in Bristol, so it wasn't even from the north, but it was kind of like done for a film that our lighting man, Bill Butt, who's still friends with us now, had made, and it was kind of like this weird sort of character that just appeared, and he didn't really understand about life, and he never ate anything, or, you know, he just sort of existed. And it was kind of a bit of a surreal thing. And then, like, he'd filmed a load of stuff, and then he had a Volkswagen Variant, I think. All right, and it got broken into or stolen, and all the cameras and all the stock and all the footage that he'd filmed and everything went. That was the end of that. But I still put the record out because I quite liked it, you know. Johnny Whiteoak. I always think that it was quite a change of direction, a new direction if you like, from the first three Bunnymen albums to Ocean Rain and again to the Grey album. What are your thoughts on the more poppy feel the band created at that time? Well, I don't think Ocean Rain was particularly poppy. There was like there's great songs on it, but they're like classic songs. It's not trying to be poppy, and we were avoiding all the sounds that everybody else was doing, you know, all the sort of 80s crappy what were they called? What's that synth called? DX7, was it? I can't remember. It's like a sort of Yamaha synth. Everybody had this horrible bell sound on all the records, and it just made everything sound too nice. So we avoided all that stuff, and I think come the Grey album, we were kind of like running out of steam a little bit, but still some good songs on it. Right. Ian Shimmin. Hello, Will. When writing, did any of the band ever come up with other parts for songs apart from their role? I.e., did Pete suggest a chord sequence or yourself a bass line? Never really suggested a bass line or anything like that because Les was like, you know, he knew what he was doing, so there was no need, you know. And but yeah, everybody used to suggest things, you know, like chord changes and stuff like that. Like the middle bit of Killing Moon, Les came up with that, and we put a bit of it at the front as well, because we needed a middle bit. And I remember him coming up with that rundown of notes, which was great. So yeah, that's the answer. Yeah, everybody chipped in here and there, if possible, you know. Okay, Greg Carson. A question for the creator of the most tasty psychedelic melodic tones and melodies that burn into your brain that never can be forgotten. Where does the inspiration come from? Does it start with a rhythm from chords that Ian would be playing, or simply how the guitar effects help form and shape the melody? Yeah, it comes from anywhere really. It's just I don't know, it's just start playing, and like notes will just fall out the end of your fingers, and you know, something good will happen. It's not that complicated once you know your way around a guitar a bit, you know. I'm not a great guitarist by any stretch of the imagination, you know. I'm just quite good at coming up with melodies and things. Okay, Ian Moore. Do you think you could have a word with Les and see if he'll become a Bunnyman again? And if you could pick one song you would like to cover, what would it be and why? I haven't really got any ideas on cover versions of songs, because I know we did that tour where we played all them cover versions of the garage band stuff, and we played Big Country by Talking Heads, stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't think I'd be bothered. There's nothing I can think of that I'd like to cover. You know, everybody, when a band or a singer does a song, that's kind of like the definitive version, and then it's really difficult to better what has already been done, you know. So I don't really think about that, and I've never really learned to play anybody's song. Like I might know the odd little Velvet Underground riff or something, but it's not something to sit at home trying to figure out how to play Smoke on the Water or whatever, you know. Okay, Gary and Leslie's not going to come back, I don't think. Have you ever listened? This is Gary Malone. Have you ever listened to a Bunnymen cover and thought it was good? If yes, who was covering it? You. And what was the song? I really liked Nouvelle Vague's version of Zimbo. That was really good. They did a couple of our ones and they were good because they were so different, you know, because they do that sort of Latin feel, and you know, it wasn't somebody trying to sound like us, they were trying to sound like something else. I thought that was really good. So, them really. Okay, this is Brian Codd. Sergeant Fuzz. Hello. Hello. Have you messed around with a Fender Bass 6? What is the weirdest instrument that gave you a satisfactory results? I'm looking forward to reading the book and some more music. Thanks for it all. The weirdest instrument. God, we always like try and dig out kind of weird instruments like clavioline, and I've got this thing called a bull tarang downstairs, which is like an Indian. It's like a strong instrument, but you play it like a keyboard. I should have brought it up and showed you. Maybe I'll do another one of these and drag out all my weird instruments. Auto harp is good. It's great for putting together chord sequences and very easy to use, you know, if you're a beginner. That's a good one. Or what's the other? Melodica's quite good as well for them little, you know, in the 80s loads of bands had melodicas. It was even New Order had a melodica at the very beginning. Let's see. Okay, Brian Codd on him. William